Okay, guys, I tried to record the first time, but it stopped recording part of the way through, so I'm going to restart. So this is a quotes and quotes. Um, it's just a thing that has a bunch of fun quotes, but I added this new thing at the top. I have an all-seeing eye artwork that I did, and then I also have this all-seeing artwork that I did, which is a different. It's a different all-seeing eye. It's like a dark one. It's a severity um, all-seeing eye, and I use that artwork and this thing, and it is a random spooky text quote thing, and I'm going to probably label this video a few words from the jerk bot. And you can press start spooky text to speech, and it will say these at random. You can hit stop. You can hit this leave me alone button. And unlike in real life, when I said leave me alone and they said okay, we'll leave you alone, even though I'm adopted and like have abandonment issues, um, it actually leaves you alone, and it stops bothering you with the quotes, and it just like stop, but it says okay, we'll leave you alone. But instead of random, I'm going to do the pop up, and I'm going to go through them one at a time. So here's the jerkbot. The jerkbot is both a criminal and a meanie. Alright, I got most of the way through it, and then it just stopped recording. So I'm just gonna have to start all over.
I can see you through the walls when the room goes dark. Something cold just touched your neck, but don't turn around. The footsteps in the attic are getting closer to the hatch. Your shadow moves when you aren't looking. Did you remember to lock the back door? Don't drink coffee, drink tea, just do one. When you get to that house, don't drink coffee. The footsteps in the attic are getting closer to the hatch. You're awesome. You're the big cheese. Do you want me to respect you? That's the Grand Master. You're the boss. You're not better than anyone, I'm gonna tear you down. You know what's the problem? You and everyone like you. Oh, I'm gonna have lots of negative behaviors and cause problems and be mean, instigative, and passive-aggressive. I'm gonna call the cops on you. I'm gonna turn the heat on 80 in the middle of summertime. I'm gonna make it an unreasonable, uncomfortable temperature and turn it really cold and really hot and break the AC. You get evicted, it's when you sleep, I'm the big bad wolf. I'm gonna text you and make threats, say paranoid things, suggest threats of false victimhood and trouble with the law, and make up stuff you did what you did. I'm gonna take the fork from your hand at lunchtime, say is it yours, then punch you in the face and then call the police on you. I'm gonna tase you in your heart and then repeatedly visit you and get in your bubble and jab my finger into your heart under your rib cage in an attempt to cause a future heart attack and to hurt you, and I know I can get away with it. I'm gonna scratch you, draw blood, and then tell the cops and get you in trouble with the law by making up a false story. I'm gonna seduce you and claim rape. I'm gonna tell you to F me in my sleep and consent to it saying it's a kink and tell everyone you did it and it was rape. I'm gonna not wash my cooch and seduce you. I'm gonna be a problem and a sociopath. I'm gonna burn your house down. The dragon shotgun, there's no coming back from that. I'm gonna turn drama shows on the TV and be mean and cause drama and put on shows depicting gunshots and people threatening people with guns. I'm gonna get you at a second location. I'm gonna get knives everywhere and say suicide can be done if you slice all the way up your arm and tell you I'll gouge your eye out and repeatedly put my hands on you. I'm gonna stab you with a fork but not break the skin. I'm gonna make events happen again and again, same as when I did things to you, and sometimes do them, sometimes not. I'm gonna torture you. I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna neglect you. I'm gonna keep you locked up and repeatedly bring you to a room with other strong men and get on top of you, and each of us will tase you and keep tossing you with lots of tasers and tase up your butt and grab your balls and do it again and again even when you say you don't want to go to the room and threaten to do it again when I see you next time in the jail. I'm gonna trigger your paranoia acting worried and in distress and do an activity where there's lots of images like that and ask you to glue them to some paper to make something. I'm going to walk into your room and say we need to get rid of some things. I'm gonna boss you around and police you. I'm going to have you in my home and drink around you and get on top of you and beat you and follow you to the bathroom and to your room and bang on your door and whip you with a belt and take things and throw your stuff away. I think it's my place to not let other people do things, and I say we and don't allow them to live their best life and be independent. I'm gonna make you take meds that affect your competence, emotion, and cause mental lapses and make you feel bad and have people make you take them after I go doctor shopping and get you on them by talking about you. I'm gonna keep you from using your voice and make decisions for your life. I'm gonna talk about you and the narrative of the room. You know there's knives over there. Did you look at me? Did you look at your mom? Don't walk around the room, no more of that back and forth, he's pacing, don't keep the pace. I'm gonna say frustrating mean things to you as blanket statements to bully you, it works even in a room with other people. I'm gonna push your buttons and find out what has frustrated you or made you mad before and stare at you and do them to be instigative. I'm gonna make threats and make motions toward you and close the gap. I'm gonna smoke weed and drink alcohol around you. Quiet in the clique, bitches, and snitches get stitches. When you are talking to me in the group, I'm gonna say under my breath, he won't shut up. I'm gonna be disrespectful. Take a short shower, take a long shower, I bang on the door and throw the door open. What's lights out? That caffeine, how long's it last? Just do one. I'm gonna put my hand in your face and touch your face and forehead. I'm gonna walk away from you and say you're chasing me. I'm gonna walk in front of you and block your way. I'm gonna call the police and psych industry again. I'm gonna hurt ya. I'm gonna hurt myself. When you tell me what you're afraid I'll do to you, I'm gonna do all of them repeatedly over the years and threaten to do all the ones I haven't. You know what one of the worst phrases to say is? Don't worry about it. I'm gonna watch you and observe you and worry about what you're doing, boss you around, take control of your life, and have a negative agenda for how your life should be. When you set clear boundaries that don't affect what I'm doing or me living my best life, I'm going to outright be disrespectful and tell you we're not gonna do that, that I'm not gonna respect you or your boundaries. I'm gonna say we a lot and abuse the word and affect your life with it. I'm gonna take your money, ask where you keep it, ask to see your wallet, and say I left $1,000 in your house and take money from people. I'm going to steal a $1,500 vase, it's just gonna go missing and I'm gonna tell you before I do it and get away with it. I'm gonna turn the volume up when people talk in the car. I'm gonna talk about really nice restaurants and get you hungry and not take you anywhere and pick favorites and only get food for some of the clients. I'm gonna make threats to people you love and say I have a gun and shout pop pop. I'm gonna act a fool and think it's okay. I'm gonna bring everyone to my house and leave them in a hot car at Home Depot and outside my house. I'm gonna have bad room etiquette and kitchen etiquette. I'm going to say, why do you do that? I'm gonna talk about and control the narrative of the room. I'm gonna talk about the future and movie spoilers. I'm gonna do posturing and make aggressive gestures. I'm going to take your things and gifts other people gave you. I'm going to take your stuff and steal from you and throw your stuff away. I'm gonna break the 10 Commandments. I'm gonna commit crimes against people I don't like. I'm gonna use the Bible as a reason to do crimes or be hateful. I'm going to not do my job and get clients to do it for me. You can have that, but just one puts finger in your face. You must conform to my lack mindset. I want to see you behind bars, you go to jail. I'm going to put you on timeout and waste your time. I'm gonna make you apologize and say you're the problem in a bunch of ways and talk about you, gossip, and spread false rumors and fake news. I will deny my bullying and say it never happened and say I never said that and get other people to say you're the bully, not me, you're too sensitive, you're crazy, I'm the victim. I'm going to threaten you and kick you in the balls and harass you with the police and psych industry and talk about everything I know you'll fear I do and say paranoid things and threats and talk about what you're doing and the narrative of the room and what you just did and boss you around and throw your stuff away and take things, be a reverse victim and offender and harm you and ask for sympathy. I'm going to make you defend yourself before you can speak up. I'm gonna set the narrative that you're crazy and you're the problem and prolong issues and problems and make you relieve negative situations and scenarios and call you the problem and the devil. Accountability escape. You're crazy, you're crazy, you're crazy, you're crazy. They're crazy, they're just crazy, they're crazy. He's so mad, ha ha ha, he's so mad. You're so mad, you're mad, you're so mad, you're so mad. Everyone hates you. He's crazy. He's a pathological liar. You're a pathological liar. Are you hearing voices and why are you agitated? Your feet smell. I'm going to sabotage your coffee. I'm going to cause problems for you. Talk about what you're doing, make extra steps and affect your life negatively. I have a negative agenda for how your life should be. I'm jealous of you and your perfect little life. I'm going to yap every time you go in the fridge and when you come out of your room and make noises when you move or enter the room. I'm going to wait until you do something and cause drama, anxiety, sadness, and panic and talk about what you're doing and yell at you, walk up to you and say hey you when you're doing your thing and being independent. I'm going to take the info and password sticker off the router. I'm going to break into your room and steal your stuff. You're nothing special. You don't run nothing. You say you're a leader, how long have you been doing that? I don't play. I'm going to act a fool. You're a fool, how old are you? You're not older than dirt. I'm gonna say we don't say we. I'm gonna affect your life abusing the word we. You're the big cheese. Why do you have so many of those? How long have you had those? We should get rid of them. I'm going to steal from you and make your stuff go missing and take things at vulnerable opportune times. We need to get you a haircut. Don't do trans, just pick one, don't be gender fluid. I'm going to take up spaces in length, and when you pause and watch, wait for getting by and doing what you're doing, I'm going to stop what I'm doing, look at you, square up my chest, and talk about you, act like I want to fight. I'm going to posture you and say what dog, you know where I'm from, you wanna play, let's fight. I'm going to ask you, do you hit people then, and act instigative and cause drama, say frustrating things. I'm going to get in your face and yell in your face and start a fight or get you to call the police on me. I'm going to stop when I'm passing by you and say, why do you do that, when I walk extra close and you politely move your shoulder to be respectful. I'm going to set a threatening, fear-based, negative, unsafe, criminal, scary narrative and boss everyone around and have a negative agenda for their life. I'm going to talk about what you are doing and what you did, whatever it is, even stuff from social media, and talk in a forceful, loud, threatening way and make advances and close the gap and come to your door and your room and come into your room and ask, are you okay? I'm going to repeatedly ask, are you okay, way too much after you've told me you want to be left alone and want privacy, solitude, and minimal social interaction and to not be observed, and I'm going to worry about what you're doing and talk about what you're doing even after you ask me not to and set that clear boundary. And when you set your good boundaries that don't affect what I'm doing or me living my best life, I'm going to outright be disrespectful and tell you outright immediately I will not respect your boundaries and we're not going to do that, and I'm going to take control and power from your life and affect your peace and how you do things and actively tell you we're not going to do things how you want and say we and keep you from where you want to be and drive you around endlessly and keep you from your home and your water, food, and things you like to do. I'm going to have negative bad behavior and be disrespectful even though respect is first nature. I'm going to tell you to sit down and go over there and take your favorite spot from you. When I see you doing something, I'm going to talk about what you're doing and yell at you. I'm going to make you take meds that affect you negatively and affect your competence. I'm going to make you get less than 8 hours of sleep. I'm going to not sleep and talk to people when they come out of their room and talk to them even though they want to do their thing and have told me to not worry about what they're doing or talk about what I'm doing and not to bother them when they come out of their room. I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm going to get a job where I clean and work in service and pass out meds and make food and say we're not slaves and not do my job even though slavery is working without pay, but I wouldn't want a job either. I'm going to get clients to do my job for me, as much of it as possible, and then not give them the cut of my paycheck that they earned when I wasn't doing the job I was paid to do even though it's an easy job. I'm going to tell you I'm going to be a problem and also tell you I'm going to call the police on you. I'm going to be verbally aggressive and shout in your face and push you and threaten you and say you're the problem and poke you with my nails and hands together and shout at you and say I know what you're doing and say really and what does really mean. I'm going to tell you I'm not going to talk to you and not communicate and constantly end the conversation and not let you talk, and I'm going to talk while you're talking and not listen to you. I'm going to be disrespectful. You're a fool. I don't play. I'm no fool. I'm going to have delusions about your behavior and talk falsely about your behavior and assume you're going to hit people and say you're a criminal and a danger to yourself and others and you're delusional and steal your stuff and say things to make you look bad and spread rumors and report you and talk about you. I'm going to report fake news and spread misinformation. I'm going to be a jerk and be on my worst behavior.
Alright, so that's all of them. Now I'm just gonna do some positive quotes from these other people. So here's, let's see, Anna,
Mother knows best. Witness me.
Kelly,
Genius.
um, Queen of China,
Let me introduce you to the Silk Road.
Jesus and Space Cat,
A hero of S.H.I.E.L.D. who is pure of heart and mind has great power and energy raised. You got it.
no, Symmetria,
Yahi Param Vastavakata Hai. Perfect harmony. I will put you in your place. Welcome to my reality. Up up down down left right ba start. Nerf this. Omu la ie la chi. Nice try. GG. LOL. Game on. Winky face.
and then I'm gonna end it with the two quotes by Dark Shadow and then a quote by me.
Just another brick in the wall. We built the city on rock and roll. My bullies, abusers, and oppressors are worse than pestilence. Comparisons between human behaviors and pandemics or diseases are literary or rhetorical, not literal. Therefore, while the meaning is metaphorically understandable, it is dark shadow as severity, stylistically awkward, or overly strong. These unvirtuous people, negative behavior, drama, crime, negative traits, being mean, bullying, abusers, and oppressors refers to individuals who inflict harm, abuse, or unjust power, aligning with definitions of oppress as, to crush or burden by abuse of power or authority. Pestilence generally refers to a deadly disease or plague. However, no one is inherently good or evil, and patience, mercy, and forgiveness are for all. I love people who aspire to good and morality and who turn their lives around when given the chance. I work on my own behavior, take constructive criticism, and live a life of constant self-improvement. I don't take no garbage, is all. I made that prison in Minecraft and someone like me made it in real life.
Alright, now a quote from me and then one more, the other one by Dark Shadow.
We must know and understand negative history lest we be condoned to repeat it. Learn from the past and your mistakes and improve.
That one's one of my favorite quotes by me, and I'm gonna have it say it again.
We must know and understand negative history lest we be condoned to repeat it. Learn from the past and your mistakes and improve.
Alright, and then just the shorter version of the one by Dark Shadow.
My bullies, abusers, and oppressors are worse than pestilence.
Alright, thank you so much for watching the a few words from Jerkbot. This is Jerkbot.